For the past 2 weeks, the most popular person in hockey has been Jimmy Vesey, the college free agent who decided not to sign with the team that drafted him, the Nashville Predators. And last week, he became an unrestricted free agent, and on Friday, he decided which team he would sign with. Now, him being a player who is under the age of 23 and can probably already be a top 6 forward, you knew there was going to be a lot of teams interested in him. And after a few days in which he had time to think about all the offers he received, he decided to sign with the New York Rangers. And for the past few days, I've been trying to think of why would he sign with the New York Rangers, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I still don't have a solid answer. Now, money and term in the contract cannot be a factor because I guarantee you every single team that gave him an offer gave him the exact same offer. All Jimmy Vesey could receive was a 2-year entry-level contract with max salary for an entry-level player and max bonuses. So if money and term in the contract was not a factor, why did he choose the New York Rangers? Well, all I can think about right now is that it's New York City. It's the greatest city in the world. Who wouldn't want to live there? Playing for an Original Six team, your home games at Madison Square Garden in front of a very loyal fan base. Those are some very attractive qualities to such a young player like Jimmy Vesey, but I think some of the other teams that gave him offers were much better suited for him. I want to talk about a few of those teams. Let's start with the Chicago Blackhawks. They are the closest thing you're going to get to a modern day dynasty in the NHL, and don't argue with me, you know I'm right. So with the Chicago Blackhawks, you know you're going to a team that knows how to win. Plus, you can maybe play with Jonathan Toews, or Patrick Kane, or Artemi Panarin, or you could be receiving passes up the wing from the defensive zone from guys like Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook. Like, how do you pass that up? Chicago is not far behind New York as one of the greatest cities in the United States of America. They have just as passionate of a fan base as the Rangers do. But at the end of the day, he chose the New York Rangers over the Chicago Blackhawks. Maybe he was afraid that the Chicago Blackhawks would run into some salary cap troubles and maybe would have to trade him or something. Just ask Tara Vinen and Saw, they know what I'm talking about. The Toronto Maple Leafs also made an offer to Jimmy Vesey, and he declined that one too. Now, yes, I am a huge Maple Leafs fan, and I don't want to be biased, but I really do think that Jimmy Vesey would fit perfectly onto this team. The Maple Leafs are a rebuilding team. They're trying to get younger. Jimmy Vesey would get so much playing time with them, and he would probably be able to play with some really young, skilled forwards like Auston Matthews or Mitch Marner or William Nylander. And if part of the reason he went to the Rangers because they were such a big hockey market, the Leafs are even bigger. The only positive the Maple Leafs will get out of all this is that since they didn't sign Jimmy Vesey, nobody will be criticizing them of tampering. And who knows, the Maple Leafs could have easily tampered with Jimmy Vesey. Heck, his dad is a scout for us, and his brother is a prospect of ours. Heck, maybe they even did. I mean, how is anybody going to prove if the Veseys had a family dinner on a Sunday night and his dad and his brother were talking up the Maple Leafs to him? But how could anybody prove that kind of tampering? As long as there's no text messages or emails back and forth, you can't prove that kind of tampering. And even though I hate the Sabres with a passion, I can't say the Maple Leafs would be a good fit for Jimmy Vesey and say that the Sabres wouldn't. I mean, it's actually kind of weird how similar those two teams are. They have a good coach, Bylsma and Babcock. They have a good young future #1 center, Eichel and Matthews. They both have a young future top 2 defenseman, Ristolainen and Riley, and they both have a starting goalie trying to prove themselves as a #1 goalie, and I think both of them will be, Lehner and Anderson. And just like with the Maple Leafs, if he signed with the Sabres, he would get a whole lot more ice time than he will in New York. And a team I hate even more than the Buffalo Sabres is the Boston Bruins. So it pains me even more to say this, but I think the Bruins would even be a better option than the New York Rangers. Look, Jimmy Vesey is a winger. Look at the top 3 centermen for the Boston Bruins. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy Vesey, you're not playing first line with Bergeron, but you play second line with Krejci. Oh, no, maybe not good enough. Third line with David Backes. David Backes is the Bruins' third line center, and he might be better than the Rangers' first line center, Derek Stepan. And if he's not better, he's damn close. And the Bruins were Jimmy Vesey's favorite team growing up. If he signed with them, nobody would criticize his decision. Because even if the Bruins were a terrible team, he would have a reason to sign with them. Some people just want to play for their favorite team growing up, and they'll be happy. Unless your name is Steven Stamkos. Now, the Devils and Islanders were also interested in Vesey, and I think Pittsburgh was too. I could maybe see him signing with Pittsburgh. I just don't see him fitting in well with the Islanders or the Devils. Besides Taylor Hall, there's not many gifted offensive players Vesey would be playing with in New Jersey. And the Islanders just seem to have too many off-ice distractions, especially this whole arena thing going on. So if you look at the teams we just talked about, at the end of the day, he had a chance to maybe play with Jonathan Toews, or Jack Eichel, or Auston Matthews, or Bergeron, Krejci, or Backes. maybe even Crosby, and maybe if he went to the Islanders, Tavares. But he chose Derek Stepan, and that's if he gets to play first line, which isn't even a guarantee. And Henrik Lundqvist is getting near the end of his career, so who knows how much longer the Rangers are going to be considered a Stanley Cup contender, if they even are still considered a Stanley Cup contender. I hope Jimmy Vesey enjoys living in New York City, because I'm not sure if he chose the right team to play for. I would say the Maple Leafs, the Sabres, the Bruins, and the Blackhawks would all be better choices than the New York Rangers. Thank you guys for watching this video on my opinion of the Jimmy Vesey situation, but I want to hear what you guys think. So please email me at theshanaclan19@gmail.com and tell me, did Jimmy Vesey make the right decision or not? Also, please like my Facebook page. It's all about hockey. It's called The Hockey Gods, and the link to that is down below. And I'll see you guys back here next time.